Okay, all right. So, big game Brom or Clemson? Clemson doing this to themselves.
Some of both.
Little column A, little column B.
I think so. I the one thing I didn't see coming was Louisville's defense stepping up like this. I thought Louisville
Right.
could probably score on Clemson, but I did not think that Louisville's defense would. I mean, yeah, Clemson put up 450 yards, but it's on 101 plays, which is insane. Like that's 4.5 per play.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's terrible.
2 blocked field goals.
See,
Hmm.
you get 2 field goals blocked, and you still don't go for 2, even though you're supposed to. Like that's the one thing that really. Listen, we could talk Louisville in a moment. I just can't get that part out of my head. That Dabo Swinney's getting paid $11.5 million a year, and nobody on that staff has a 2-point conversion chart.
Hey man, he's not going to transfer portal his approach from kicking extra points to kicking field goals. Okay.
Like you're down.
Were you working on that
13.
for a while?
No, I just thought of it live.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's good.
It should be
good stuff.
kicking extra points to going for 2, but
You're down 13 in the fourth quarter. Go for 2. Make it a 2-score game, dummy. Like, why are you kicking the extra point? You should have no faith in your kicker to begin with because you've already had the 2 field goals blocked, and it's just absolute stupidity. Like, there's no excuse for it. So you look at Clemson, they got outplayed and they got severely outcoached. And I think that is really the main takeaway here. Like, listen, I have not been very impressed with Louisville all season. I have been open in my thoughts about it. And if you look at them offensively, like Tyler Shuck had an okay night. Nobody in that receiver core really did anything special. Like Isaac Brown had a great night on the ground. Did I say Isaac Ground or Isaac Brown? Either way, he had a great night on the
Isaac
ground.
Brown had a great night on the ground. And listen, this has been an Isaac Brown podcast for weeks.
Mm-hmm. But it's just, I don't know, man. The defense was fantastic. Isaac Brown had a great game. Louisville was the better football team. And Bud was kind of on it on the lock spot on Thursday and a little bit when we were doing the big game breakdown. Like Clemson has been winning a whole bunch of games and they've been playing really well, but they haven't been playing anybody noteworthy. And it looked like it tonight, man. It looked like they never seen a good football team in their lives, not since that Georgia game. And they looked as flustered at times as they did in the Georgia game. Shout out Baylor, 37-34 win. Game-winning field goals, time expires.
That's kind of why, like, when I send Mikey our projected playoff, like I haven't seen Clemson do it against anybody decent. Like the teams they beat, these wins are aging like milk. Okay.
All right. No. Let me beat you. I've got the answer. The answer is NC State. Their best win is NC State. NC State is the only team they have beat with a winning record.
Sure, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, two of their 3 most recent wins were teams who got housed recently by UNC. So
listen,
UNC's
sorry.
wagon, clearly.
Yeah. Sorry, Mac is back. All right,
dude.
Last stand.
Mac's last stand is in full effect. But like that's the thing is and we'll get to tomorrow's top 25 a little bit later in the show. But like these teams that are losing then require a reassessment of their profile. And a reassessment of their profile in a lot of these cases reveals a severe shortage. And the metric that I was using is wins against teams with a winning record. And
sure,
by using that metric, Clemson's best win is NC State, a win that happened more than a month ago and against an extremely flawed team.
And they have been burying teams. This is not like a condemnation of Clemson. Okay, Clemson's still a good team. The reason why I thought Louisville had a shot is I just don't see the separation from most teams this year. And it's just like, okay, like are the players really that different? I don't know. I didn't think it was going to look like reverse Georgia, So Louisville played a good game. They also got incredibly fortunate, obviously, with the field goal stuff. And their ability to run the ball did surprise me because that offensive line has not been playing very well overall.
Right.
And I mean, to Tom's point, Isaac Brown, 20 for 151. He had the long one, the 45-yarder, but like take that out. It's still 19 for over 100 on Clemson. That's still a pretty high rushing success rate. Like they moved it on the ground when they needed to. And I mean, Shuck was just kind of average, right? 19 of 32 for $156. That's not average. That's terrible, actually. He just didn't throw any picks. So
yeah. Louisville's defense and special teams winning the day was not on my checklist for how this game was going to go. Because, I mean, look, what?
3 tackles for loss for Clemson on the night.
Scheme.
Yeah, no doubt.
Some scheme.
That could be some big game Brom stuff. Keep it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was I was mostly late second quarter and then all of the second half in terms of me being able to like actually get my eyes on Louisville Clemson, but I was pretty dialed into it, and they just had them on their heels. They were not, that defense was not able to get downhill. And look, better execution. You lost this game by 12. You had 2 blocked field goals. If those 2 zeros are 14, I mean, ifs, ands, buts, candies, nuts, and all that stuff. But like this game was there, and Clemson was not good enough. Did y'all see the broadcast showing people walking out like late third quarter?
Had to beat traffic. They knew they weren't. There was no reason to believe they were going to come back to win.
Fair.
Absolutely none.
Fair. Bad luck still. I'll tell you a story a little bit later about another just. Whew, you want to see an Exodus? Gracious.
Oh yeah.
I ain't seen Autzen in the Eastern Time Zone before. But good gravy.